Welcome, basketball fans, to 2K Sports. I'm Damon Bruce. A Sunday broadcast of the NBA. It's going to be Steve Nash and the Los Angeles Lakers up against the New York Knicks. And now, time for the call by Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg from New York City as they get ready for the opener.
A Sunday afternoon with the NBA here on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone. With Doris Burke and Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr, this is Kevin Harlan. Welcome to New York home court advantage for the Knicks. Our starting lineups, a look at the matchups here presented by our good friends at State Farm. And one of the players we'll be seeing in this one, Kobe Bryant.
Well, guys, with Kobe, it's all about the ability to create his own shot wherever and whenever he wants. And he does it with a combination of size, speed, and tremendous footwork.
Yeah, Steve, but it doesn't end there. I mean, even if you do manage to stick with him and get a hand in his face, it really doesn't matter. Hands just don't seem to bother him at all. His concentration level and confidence at such a high mark. Once he gets it going, there's really no slowing him down.
Well, the question mark the last couple of years for the Knicks has been defense. And I think the addition of Tyson Chandler on the interior was the answer to those questions. And Chandler really helped improve that defense. Now it's a matter of building that foundation as a team and really coming up with a defensive plan and sticking to it and allowing it to grow.
Nice job there. He knows how to get that ball in the bucket, doesn't he, guys?
The three from Anthony, and that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Anthony's got himself on the board with three there. And the Lakers have possession. You know, you saw that change in philosophy with the head coaching change. Mike Woodson took over as interim coach, and then, May 24th, May 25th, they announced that he was going to be the full-time coach, and he got that gig, and he'll be there now for hopefully a couple of years, and they can settle that position down. Clark, the Knicks were a lot more defensive-oriented under Mike Woodson after that move.
Yeah, it was clearly obvious that was the case, Kevin. If you want to win in the East, you need to be able to play tough defense, and the Knicks seem to be headed in that direction now.
Now Anthony, after Meta World Peace's three-pointer that didn't go, gets the bucket. Anthony's got 5 now.
Off to a nice start here. They've hit all three from the field.
Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Mike Brown. And what'd you find out, Doris?
I talked to him about plans he had coming into this game, and the one thing he told me was that he wanted to make sure it didn't come down to the wire, saying with guys like Melo and Amari, I don't want the ball in their hands with a chance to win it at the end. We need to get out ahead early and never let them back in it. We'll see if they're able to avoid a close finish, guys.
Thanks, Doris.
Well, it was an eventful season for Pau Gasol a year ago. Almost got traded before the season started for Chris Paul. The NBA rescinded the deal, and Pau then went on to play for the Lakers the remainder of the season, but did not make the All-Star team.
Here's Kobe. Good, and the assist goes to Nash. And that's now 10 points for Kobe Bryant. The Knicks have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Anthony. Gets it to go. Going back to Powell last season, it wasn't just the one trade that got overturned. It was constant trade rumors all season long. Where Kobe Clark came out and said, either trade him or don't trade him, but don't keep putting his name out there because it's disruptive to the team. He said that halfway through the season. They eventually kept him, of course. I think it weirded on everybody, but obviously Clark it weirded on him.
Yeah, it did. It had to, man. That's tough. It's hard not to have it wear on you a bit. The Lakers weren't getting a ton of production outside of their big three. And, sometimes in a situation like that, it can make sense to trade one of your very good players. But the fact that they were undecided and it didn't happen and it was just kind of hovering didn't do anybody any good. With the Lakers, it's all about winning titles. Anything else is considered a disappointment. And they were tested early, though.
He misses the free throw. You go back to that matchup for the Lakers against Denver. Kobe's illness. He had the stomach flu. Artest out with the suspension. Meta World Peace, had gotten the late regular season suspension with the elbow to the side of the head of James Harden. Steve, they were certainly facing their struggles.
Yeah, and those struggles caught up to them in the next round, Kevin, when they lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder, the younger, more talented team winning in that one. So for the Lakers, moving forward, they've got a lot of talent, but it's aging talent. And sooner or later, they're going to have to get younger on that roster.
Brewer with the steal. Anthony against Howard. Chandler kicks to Felton. Takes the three. No luck. So the Lakers will take it the other way. And there's Nash. That's good on the assist by Gasol. The Knicks have gone 6 of 8 in the game so far. A very solid start for them. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Steve Nash. That's his first foul. So both teams making some changes here. .149 left in the first quarter. It's Anthony with the drive. Barnes grabs the miss.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for him.
Kobe tries again, and the running layup is good. Kobe's got 15.
That's how you exploit that defense. Take the ball right to the basket.
Kidd kicks to Anthony. That's good.
They are in attack mode right now. That's 10 straight points, guys, all coming inside the paint.
And Steve, if I'm them, I'd keep going right to the heart of that defense like they have been until they do something about it. If they don't offer resistance, take everything you can get in there.
And the basket by Kobe.
Still only one misfire as he's now started 7 of 8 in the game.
Some nice passing by New York here. Right up. And that one's good by Novak.
Something has to change, guys. That's 10 straight points coming in the paint against this team.
Well, they got to collapse in there, and everybody's got to be conscious of it. It's a team effort in protecting the paint. Control the ball, and then everybody's got to get in there and keep the defense locked down.
Right out of the gate, just filling it up.
Both teams are, guys. I mean, points coming fast and furious.
What a year Novak had last season with the Knicks. Kevin, one of the best spot-up shooters in the game, has bounced around the league for a while, but finally got a chance to play in New York. And boy, did he make the most of it.
Yeah, that shooting stroke is really his meal ticket. Tremendously accurate from long range. And he makes the first.
Well, you think about the Lakers a year ago, I think the thing that bothered them was they just never could win consistently on the road. They controlled their home court, but on the road it was a different story.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Stoudemire's checked in for Campbell. Iman Shumpert has come in for J.R. Smith. And it's Felton in for Jason Kidd.
Well, they'll give him that shot. He doesn't have the most reliable jump shot in the world. We know that.
Goes up, and goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the basket there anyway.
He may single-handedly bring his team back, guys. What a fantastic quarter he's had.
Ronnie Brewer's checked in for the Knicks. Steve Nash, he's checked in for the Lakers. The Lakers in the lead. Now Kobe. 18 points for him. And again, the Lakers no good. Inside. Here's Shumpert. Sinks that one from the post. Shumpert's got his first points in this one. Nash outside. An absolute bomb from three-point range. And so, lots of scoring in that competitive first quarter. Lakers on top, leading by 3. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, Clark and Steve, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
How about the three-point shooting? The scoring has really come in bunches from long range.
Yeah, it seems like every time down the floor they're knocking down the triple.
So with Gasol on the bench, this is the group Mike Brown has right now. Antoine Jamison out there with Howard. Then it's Steve Blake. Then it's Jody Meeks. And it's World Peace at the small forward position. Here's Shumpert. Gets it to go. Shumpert's got the first basket of the second quarter for the Knicks.
His team has to tighten up inside. Way too many easy hoops in the lane.
Yep, that's 5 straight buckets they've given up from the key now, and it's hurting them.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
No doubt, guys, one of the biggest moves of the offseason, the sign-and-trade deal which brought Steve Nash to Los Angeles to play for the Lakers. After a long and sometimes bitter rivalry between the Lakers and Nash's former Suns teams, many, including Nash himself, questioned whether it could ever be a fit with him in purple and gold. But for Nash, it was important to stay close to his children who live in Phoenix. And playing for the Lakers gives him an opportunity to pursue an NBA championship. Really, the one great NBA achievement that, as of yet, has eluded him. Guys, it may take some getting used to, but Steve Nash is certainly a great get for the Lakers.
We know they'll be fun to watch, Doris. Thanks. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
J.R. Smith back in the league after spending most of last season in China. And he's a player with so much talent, an explosive athlete, offensively gifted, deep range on his shot.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone.
And guys, you know what? J.R. Smith is a good scorer, but there's also that but with him. I mean, he can be a bit unfocused defensively at times. He'll take questionable shots. I think it's a testament to his tremendous talent that he remains effective despite occasionally giving his coaches headaches and ulcers. But he's a tremendous talent, and I think he's actually grown quite a bit in terms of his consistency over the last couple of years.
And Stoudemire gets it to go.
They continue to barrel their way inside, and when's the defense going to adjust?
Well, I'm asking the same question myself, partner. I mean, that's 8 points out of their last 10 coming inside.
Now here's Kobe. He's got 21.
Well, the Knicks the last few years haven't really been known for being a great defensive team. But maybe that will change with Mike Woodson coming in. A more traditional style NBA coach who's going to play a little bit slower pace, a little more isolation stuff. And as a result, maybe his team will be in better position, at least transition-wise, defensively.
Here's Smith. And again, it's New York.
Didn't that one play out smoothly?
And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And here's Kobe for 3, and that one's good. Kobe's got 24 points. You can see the results last year, Steve. You know, the Knicks clearly seem to be more focused on defense. I think it helped their offense, and Clark had clearly helped them get with the players.
Well, Kevin, I think the question for this year is whether or not they'll be able to keep that same energy and focus for a full season. I mean, they have the players to get it done, so we'll see how it plays out.
Nash's shot is in, and the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
You know, it was a strange up-and-down season for the Knicks last year, but one of the things they made sure to do was to defend in their home court. I mean, the Garden was definitely something they controlled and handled well.
Both teams will make substitutions. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Back to the Knicks, and you're right on the money, Clark. At home, they had a record of 22-11, and there were just some magical nights for them here.
A lot of big comebacks and turning points. There was the Jeremy Lin story, but overall, you know, this was a fantastic place to play. Always has been here in New York, and the Knicks took advantage of that last year. Good solid defense on the perimeter there, challenging the shot and not fouling.
Even the best shooters can be bothered by his defense.
Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession.
Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful turnover.
The Knicks making a switch here. Camby's checked in. And then for the Lakers, Meta World Peace, he's checked in for Gasol. Jody Meeks comes in for Kobe. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Steve Nash. Goes back up. And there's Howard. That's good on the assist by World Peace. The Knicks leading by 3. Knocked loose. Leaps for it, and out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession. J.R. Smith's checked in for Iman Shumpert. Howard dishes to World Peace. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. And here is Felton. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Brewer, good.
Excellent execution of the plan there.
Lakers trail by 5. Dishes it to Meeks. Lakers working the ball around now. Oh, and here comes Smith. All alone. Lays it in off the breakaway. Smith's got 4 points now in the quarter.
I can imagine they're going to hear an earful about this next stop. I mean, that's 3 straight field goals given up right in the middle of the lane. Inexcusable.
Well, defense starts at the rim. I mean, you want teams shooting the ball from the outside, and that's not happening. They're just giving up everything inside. Well, that's what he does. He's going to fight and battle on the offensive glass all night.
Chandler right side. Shoots from the block. Rebound by Meta World Peace. Lakers shooting 52% from the floor. Nice work so far from them. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Felton. Gets it to go. Felton has got his first points of the game.
That's a gut punch right there, Clark. Cough up the ball at one end and get beaten on the break at the other.
Yeah, that really hurts. That's painful.
Blake passes to Meeks. There's the triple. Good. And the assist goes to Blake. Now Brewer. And here is Felton. From downtown. He trained the shot right at the buzzer.
Cold-blooded. I mean, that's a big-time clutch bucket.
That is a prime-time play, guys. He got himself squared up and knocked down the shot, no problem.
And that does it for the first half of play. Knicks lead by 7. Well, folks, stick around here at halftime for the halftime show with Damon Bruce for all the highlights from our first half.
Now, presented by Sprint.
And now get ready for the halftime report. We're happy to be part of your Sunday. An impressive start for the Knicks. With 2 quarters left to play, they've been an offensive juggernaut, scoring with impunity. It's been a Carmelo Anthony clinic in this one against the Lakers. What he's been able to do from the field has been nothing short of spectacular. Only a select few players in the league can shoot the ball like that. There's no quitting the Lakers. They came to win. Their work on the offensive boards, a big factor. Great effort out there. A superstar displayed by Kobe Bryant. When you talk about a guy carrying the load, this is exactly what you mean. Over half of his team points have come from him. That'll wrap things up for me here in the studio. Thanks so much. I'm Damon Bruce. Now let's get back out to Kevin Harlan for the second half of play.
Welcome back to New York City, the bright beacon of the Statue of Liberty, lighting up the harbor. You look at Kobe Bryant in this game, I mean, he has been everywhere.
Well, you might want to draw up a couple plays for him because he's been great from the outside.
Yeah, you know what, Steve? It's like there's nobody else in the gym the way he's shooting. I mean, sometimes you get in that zone from deep, and I'm sure you've known about it and done it in your past, but he's in that Steve Kerr zone. You know, the Lakers have long been the pride of the West for the better part of the century, but every so often they can hit tough stretches, and last year they had a hard time with the East.
Big 3, Carmelo Anthony, Amari Stoudemire, and Tyson Chandler at the 3, 4, and 5. Lonnie Brewer out there with Felton. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. And here's Kobe for 3, and the shot is good. Kobe's got 30 points.
Boy, he's making it look really easy right now. I expect them to continue to run the offense through him until the defense makes him change plans.
And good on the basket. Book it. Yeah, they just couldn't do what the rest of the Western Conference playoff teams did against the East. And the Lakers, Steve, were 9 up and 9 down, right at 500.
Yeah, kind of surprising, given that the East was the weaker conference for sure. I would have expected a better record from the Lakers. They really got off to a slow start, particularly on the road, and I think that cost them a little bit at the end.
Lakers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And the first one at the line is good.
You know, another great season for Kobe Bryant last year, and he actually traveled to Germany in the offseason for a special treatment to his knee and his ankle that he said made a huge difference in his ability to play without pain.
And Kobe drops them both. Steve, you mentioned that special treatment overseas that Kobe went through. Some friends said that he had been contemplating retirement prior to the treatment. He felt so good. So I'm going to play another 2, 3, 4 years.
Well, he's on record as saying he doesn't want to keep playing if he can't dominate and be dominant. So the injuries held him back more than he's let on, but the treatments have actually made him feel better.
Got that one up quick. Kobe's got 11 points here in just the second half. Back to Anthony. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Felton's got his 4th assist in this one.
And when you play against him, guys, you know that it's going to be very tough to deny him if he gets in close. So you've got to body him. You can't let him get positioned down by the hoop. Otherwise, he'll just torture you down there.
He's also quite adept at breaking down the defender one-on-one, guys. I like that about his game.
Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Back to Anthony. Foul called that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And what Carmelo Anthony tries to do is catch the ball within range of the basket, maybe 20 feet or so. Then he'll turn. He gets that triple threat stance going. Now he can either shoot, pass, or dribble right past you. So when you get in that spot defensively, that's a nightmare. Carmelo can do it all.
And Clark, when you think of Carmelo's face-up game, does anyone in the league do it as well as him, you think?
Well, he's one of the best, clearly. He's in a short list of players, but you've got to include Durant, Kevin Durant, Kobe Bryant as well. Both outstanding scorers, but Carmelo right in their class.
Amon Shumpert's checked in for Ronnie Brewer. Good on the second free throw.
Well, one of the big advantages for the Knicks is that you know they'll always have money to spend. This is one of the most lucrative organizations in the entire NBA. They've never been afraid of spending a lot on salary in the past, and even with the new collective bargaining agreement rules, I would expect to see the Knicks well into the luxury tax.
Lakers trail by 5. And here's Kobe from the arc. Carmelo Anthony grabs the board. Anthony's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Howard with the steal. The feed now to World Peace. Launches a 3. That drops. Knicks, one of the most storied franchises as well, Steve. You're talking about New York. Even with the Nets coming into town, into Brooklyn, you would think the Knicks and all that great history, Clark, will help them continue to recruit free agents.
Yeah, no question about it. New York is a special place, and it is in the landscape of NBA basketball. It's always going to be a hot destination for free agents. It's a place where guys want to play and want to be, not just for the basketball, but for what New York offers, and that's an advantage for the organization.
And that one's good, Anthony. Anthony's got 30.
He has taken over this game, guys. I don't know what else you can say about it.
And here's Kobe for 3. Offensive rebound. Nash. A strong effort on the rebound. Nets the second chance points.
Textbook offensive rebounding right there. I love that. Those putbacks are buckets any team loves to get.
And here's Anthony from the arc. And again, New York with the triple.
And you got to love what he's been able to do with the ball in his hands in this game.
Timeout called the Lakers.
You know, Steve Nash is one of the most amazing stories ever in the NBA in terms of late career success. I mean, we're talking about a player who didn't make his first All-Star game until he was 27. And yet, in his 30s, he won 2 league MVPs and was back in the All-Star game last season again.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Marcus Camby, he's checked in for Chandler. And J.R. Smith's subbed in for Amon Shumpert.
Wow. What can you say?
The Knicks with the lead. Felton kicks to Anthony. Here's the 3. Gets it to go. Anthony's got 36.
And you know, again, going back to Steve Nash, he's 38 years old, and last season, guys, he shot 53% from the field, averaged around 11 assists a game. I mean, statistically, that's as effective as he's ever been in his Hall of Fame career. It's absolutely mind-blowing that he's playing at that level at this age.
And Anthony with the basket on the assist by Felton. Anthony's got 38 points.
My goodness, he's going off in this quarter. He's got the guys on the bench going crazy. Rally towels and all.
Boy, they have just gone crazy from three-point range since coming out of the halftime break.
Boy, it's been 1 3 after another, Steve. An absolute barrage.
For the tie, and it's laid in by Kobe. Kobe's got 49 points in the game.
Well, he's really having a nice quarter. Made some big shots for him.
To the middle. Tries to keep it alive. Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession. For the Knicks, Tyson Chandler. He's checked in for Camby. Brewer comes in for Amari Stoudemire. And Jason Kidd is subbed in for Raymond Felton. And then for the Lakers, Dwight Howard. He's checked in for Gasol. World Peace comes in for Matt Barnes. And it's Nash in for Steve Blake. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
You cannot afford to make mistakes like that here in a tight game.
Raymond Felton, he's checked in for New York. We've got 33 seconds left in the third quarter. Anthony with it, and it's Jamison picking him up. Brewer issues to Chandler. To the paint. Brewer. Straight up. And he makes good on the layup. Brewer's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Man, they have a huge advantage in points in the paint. Look at that.
Oh, and this defense is getting pushed around a bit too much for my liking. They're just not competing at a high enough level here.
Back to World Peace, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
Just got a little careless on that pass. They should be able to connect on those.
Here's Shumpert. 10 points for him. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. The Lakers with the rebound. Howard's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. There's
Oh, what a monster shot to close out the third. They've taken the lead going into the final quarter.
And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game so far. Lakers ahead. They lead by 1. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. While we're still getting underway here in the fourth, let's go down to Doris Burke, who has our Sprite Uncontainable Game Report. Doris?
Yes, guys, Kobe Bryant has had an uncontainable game tonight. Well, he's never had a problem finding ways to score, and the search has been an easy one for him in this one. He's been great so far with a simply dynamic offensive game.
Thank you, Doris. But, Clark, we've come to expect these kinds of efforts from him now, haven't we?
He simply knows how to seize the day, partner.
Man, that's what he's done in this one, guys. I mean, it's exactly what this club needed.
Here's Felton. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. So the Lakers 5 right now. And a World Peace and Powell are the forward tandem. Nash out there with Jody Meeks, and it's Howard in at the 5 spot.
At the line for your Knicks, Iman Shumpert. 2 shots.
No good on that one.
Well, kind of a roller coaster reception for Iman Shumpert in New York. He was booed on draft day, but after Knick fans got a chance to see him play, I think they liked him. He can play either guard spot, extremely athletic, can score. Still has a lot of work to do, but a nice young player.
Carmelo Anthony is checked in for New York. Well, you talk about a roller coaster season for Shumpert. Making the playoffs as a rookie, then tore his ACL and his meniscus in the first game of the first round.
And we'll have to see how that affects his athleticism, because he's a terrific athlete and really made an impact with his defensive presence and prowess.
What a game. This is really fun to watch.
And when games are tight like this, I mean, success or failure can really turn on small details in one or two plays.
And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. And the Knicks lead by 1.
It's 4 straight field goals coming inside the paint.
Boy, they're taking it right to him, Steve, and the defense has really been way too passive for my liking. 9 straight points for them off of wide open looks from deep. Something has to change for this team.
Yeah, they're just giving up too many easy shots out there. They've got to close out harder, get a hand up, make him put it on the floor.
And here's Kobe for 3. And another 3 for the Lakers.
That's 4 of their last 5 coming from long range. This offense is cooking.
Yeah, it's rolling, really rolling. And defensively, they kept collapsing, Steve, and leaving them open. So now they're in trouble. They're in a real dilemma now.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Yes, guys, over that break, I was able to catch the message Mike Woodson was giving to his team. He told us, guys, I know we can do this, fellas. Let's maximize every possession and get after it and just watch. Things will go our way. Kevin?
Kicks to Barnes. He dishes it to Nash. Lets it go with the 3. Offensive rebound to Saul. Got it. Good job in the low post.
Just an unbelievable display of offense here today.
Well, it seems like every shot that goes up finds its way to the hoop. I mean, every player is sharp and on target.
Stoudemire, and that is good.
Kevin, he's one of the best finishers we've got in this league. I mean, he rarely misses an opportunity to score inside when he has position.
And you know, Steve, what I like is his offensive rebounding. I mean, they say one man's trash is another man's treasure. He epitomizes that. He's found those garbage buckets to be plenty rewarding.
Kobe with it. Fires for 3, and a clear foul there as he shot the triple. He'll go to the line for 3 free throws. That's on Raymond Felton.
Boy, you hate to see that, fouling the three-point shooter.
You know, there are a lot more free throws made than threes every season. I mean, make him earn it from deep. Don't foul him.
The free throw drops for Kobe. He's off on the second. Meta World Peace, he's checked in for the Lakers. And he nails the 3rd.
Well, I'm sure he'd like to have that one back, but making it a 2-possession game was the key, and he got that done.
The 3 from Anthony. Brewer passes to Carmelo. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Lakers leading by 5. For the 3. It's rebounded by New York. Anthony's got rebound number 5 here tonight. It's up. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
What a great game for Anthony in this one. He's got 44 points, and he's buried a ton of three-pointers in this game, too.
Yeah, it's getting hard to keep track of just how many of those he's hit.
The first one falls. And he makes both free throws.
Now, even though they're down, I like their mentality. Work it inside and try to create some contact down low.
I like it as well. I mean, you just can't assume that you can shoot your way back into it when you're down. You got to grind it out, and part of that is getting the ball inside.
Drops in the layup for two. Anthony's got 48.
No question, they're trying to pound the ball inside. It's 5 straight hoops inside.
And if the D won't stop it, keep at it. I mean, those are the kind of looks you want all day long.
And it's world peace missing. The Knicks have gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. Anthony kicks to Felton. Now the pass to Chandler. Out to Anthony. There's the three, and that one's good. Anthony's got 13 points in just this quarter.
He's such a clutch shooter, Kevin. He just lives for the big shot.
There's a minute 34 left in the fourth quarter. And world peace kicks to Gasol. There's Nash with the three. Gets the bucket. And the Lakers lead by 1.
Well, I like that he's come up with some big baskets for this team to help him out in getting this lead.
Felton dishes to Brewer. From deep. Stoudemire, here we go. Gets it to fall from the right one.
And again, the lead changes hands.
Yeah, back and forth we go, Steve. I mean, back and forth, neither side caving in.
Gasol kicks to Howard. Outside, Kobe. Launches it. Knicks with the rebound.
Yeah, he's struggled with his shot this quarter, and he's got to find a groove somehow.
Lakers shooting about 43% here in the fourth quarter. Gasol with it. Now Chandler defending. Jacks up a three. The offensive rebound. Gasol passes to Nash. Let's loose for three. Trifecta.
One after the other, Kobe taking care of business.
Well, it's still within reach.
Yeah, but their offense, Steve, needs to be just about perfect from here out.
What a clutch shot there.
Really, the definition of clutch.
The Lakers have gone 7 of 16 from the field here in the fourth. That's about 43%. Brewer with the steal. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Yeah, you can't let them pound the ball and just milk those precious seconds away.
No other option here but to foul and hope for a few misses at the line.
And now we've got the intentional foul. And he misses the first one. And he does get the second one. And that will put them up by 2. And the Lakers call time here. They're behind by 2. 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Seconds left in the game. Howard dishes to Nash. Kobe covered by Brewer. And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
Running Brewer. At the line for 2.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And his second attempt at the line, no good.
A chance to tie it up, Clark.
A three would make it happen.
And here's, oh, he got it! Oh, buzzer!
Knock it down! Right at the horn!
101.
He knocks down the three to extend the game. Wow.
Talk about a clutch shot, guys. I mean, he showed no fear or hesitation at all, hoisting up that three, and now it's headed to OT.
Regulation is ended and we're heading to overtime. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. And what great competition we're seeing so far. After 4 quarters of stalemate. And we'll see now how these two teams and these few minutes of basketball pan out. And so off the tip, it's New York. And no shortage of excitement here, and we're officially underway in overtime in this game. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Taking a look at the Lakers. The incredible post duo of Powell and Dwight together inside. And in the backcourt, it's Nash and Kobe. And it's Barnes in at the 3 slot.
2 shots.
Free throw good, Stoudemire. And the Knicks making a change here. Brewers checked in. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
That one miss could hurt them. I mean, there's a big difference between being up 1 and being up 2.
Count the bucket. 68 points for Kobe Bryant. New York trailing. And here's Anthony from the arc. Some solid defense from Gasol. Lakers shooting has been fun to watch in this game. They're at 57%. And the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
Well, he gave the officials no choice there. Easy call, went right over the top.
Yeah, he's got to go straight up when he's under the boards in that kind of traffic. Can't chest first into the man in front of you. That's a foul.
And the Knicks making a change here. Chandler's checked in. The Lakers also with a sub. World Pieces checked in. And it's the Lakers on the break. And there's Kobe. That's good on the assist by Howard. And now it's a 3-point Laker lead.
Another turnover and another hoop the other way.
You know, a lot of the points they've given up, guys, have been the result of turnovers, and when you turn it over, there's no way to set your defense. Better offense will lead to better defense because you do have a chance to get set.
Anthony can't hit.
He's got a nice touch on that shot normally, but good defense there clogging the lane. The guy's been an artist with that 3-point shot.
He sure has been, Steve. I mean, the majority of his points have come from out there.
And stolen by Nash. And the basket good. And it's 6 points for Howard.
That's now 7 straight for them coming from fast breaks.
Just making it look easy out there the way they're running.
Shots good by Anthony.
Another open look hits bottom from outside.
Yeah, and that's 3 of their last 5 makes from beyond the arc.
And now the Knicks on the break. Here's Smith. And that one's good. Now it's just a 3-point Laker lead. And that bucket ignites the crowd.
Crucial bucket there, and you hear it in their reaction.
And you can feel the energy throughout this building right now. What a huge shot. Wow, he is just on fire.
Yeah, give him the ball and get out of his way. Let him do his thing.
Gets it to go.
He's been producing all night. It's up to the rest of his team to start kicking in a little bit.
For 3, Kobe. Good, and the assist goes to Nash. Kobe's got 12 now in this quarter.
3-pointers have been a huge problem for this defense.
Yeah, they've been a day late and $1 short. I mean, and it's costing you. You got to get there sooner.
Got to give him a lot of credit for the way he's played personally, trying to bring his team back.
From downtown. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession. Clark, one thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And you love to see that, Kevin. I mean, I love watching unselfish play, and I know Steve enjoys that too.
Yeah, that's the best part of the game. I mean, a 5-man team game where the ball moves. There's so much unselfish play. It's beautiful to watch. They love to see him aggressive like that when he's on the floor, especially when the defense gives him room.
Gasol. Over Smith. Sinks it. A big bucket there to quiet this crowd, Clark.
You know, that's exactly what you got to do. Take them out of the equation. Make those fans be quiet.
Yep, and that's exactly what he did.
Chandler kicks to Stoudemire. Anthony beyond the arc. That one goes. Count. And the Knicks lead by 1.
Kevin, that was so clutch. Now they really need a defensive stand.
So it's the Lakers now. Nash outside. He's off from 3. And there's the whistle, called a clear path foul there. Yep. And he'll shoot 2 at the line.
At the line for 2.
Gets the first, and that will put them up by 2. And he's unable to get the second one.
You got this.
And what an exciting game here with 3 minutes played so far in overtime.
And they add to this lead, trying to close this game out.
I think it would take a lot of luck and maybe then some. I mean, might be time to pack this thing in.
And they call over the back here, too much contact.
Well, he's boxed out, and when that happens, at some point you have to just turn and get back defensively. That time he went right over the top.
Yeah, but you go straight on the top of another player's back, that's going to be a foul call every time.
And the first of 2 misses. And the second of 2 is good. That increases their lead to 6. So it's New York picking up the win. Clark, what a game.
Yeah, they kept their cool, stayed with the game plan, and that's why they came out on top.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our player of the game, Carmelo Anthony.